Hello, beautiful light beams. I have given my guest today a bit of an introduction, but I would love for you all to meet Kristy Greenardi, who does energy medicine. She's an eclectic white witch. Beautiful Kristy, welcome to the Solid Spirit Driven podcast.
Yay. Good morning, Kasia. Thank you so much for having me.
I am so delighted we could make this work because I can't wait for my listeners to hear about what you do, your work, how you can help us have a more expanded, beautiful life. And I want to know more about you. Now, I've given a little bit of a taster, a little bit of an introduction, but I would love for you to fill in the gaps for us and tell us more about you and how you got to be here and do this. I mean, not here in the podcast, but here doing your amazing work.
Well, I just grab my coffee and come in, yeah.
I would love that.
This has been a long time coming, hasn't it, to be on your podcast? I know you asked me maybe more than a year ago, and I said yes.
Kristy, can I just say, I just want to give a little disclaimer to everyone listening, because usually when you and I chat on a video, we're like, bam, 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 all over the place. I will contain myself and let you speak because it's about you, but just beware.
Oh my God, I will try.
Beware everyone listening. This might happen. You might hear a lot of sparks here.
I know, right? And lots of downloads because yes, when Kasia, you and I, we're connected so strongly, and oh my gosh, just being in your energy again, oh my gosh, gives me goosebumps. Infinite Queenland.
Oh, well, take us on a journey.
I will. So yes, I am Kristy Greenardi. I am an eclectic white witch, and I was born a witch, and I felt this right. I put my hand on my heart and my hand on my sacral every time because that's where I feel it. And I'm also an energy medicine practitioner. So I work in the metaphysical world, the world that we can't see with our physical eyes, but we all know it exists. It's almost like, so I used to be in Earth School, first of all, with Kasia. And when we were learning about, harnessing energy and bringing in the light and things like that, she would say, we did this really cool exercise with the light and the black chair. And we had the light on the stage and the chair, you could see the chair. We could see them with our physical eyes, but then you turn the light off and you're like, the chair's still there, right? And that was like a pivotal moment that I kind of switched and went, this lady knows exactly what's going on. So I just immersed myself so deep in your world, and it made me so happy to be in Liberato as well, and in Soul School with the beautiful angels that we met in there. And I've kind of connecting with my soul tribe has made me realize who I am, and I shouldn't be afraid of who I truly am, and I shouldn't be afraid of what other people think of me as well, because that's something that triggered me over the years. I was kind of putting this mask on and trying to pretend I'm something that I'm not, and I know a lot of us do that, but it's taken me a really long time to call in all of those lost soul fragments, and now it's come back in. Yeah, I can truly feel. It's kind of like the yellow brick road. When you close your eyes, you can see the yellow brick road right in front of you, and that's my soul path. I can see it paved out in front of me. Yes, there's branches and there's debris and there's crap on the road, but none of us have a clear path, right? Being a human is messy and icky and foul, and it's hard, and we always think, why do things keep happening to me? But I'm in the space of, okay, things are happening for me, so where is the lesson in there? Or where is the reason why this is happening? So that's kind of where I am at the moment, and I work online as a metaphysical healer and spiritual coach. And I call it our energy medicine because we use medicine in all different aspects of our lives, right? We use medicine as a drug, as a pharmaceutical drug, or we use plant medicine to heal illnesses and diseases. We use food as medicine, even though sometimes we don't realize. But I use energy as medicine. So I use my soul gifts to channel and receive messages and guidance. And I believe they come from my higher self. I believe everything comes from your higher self and from source. I don't call in anything other than myself to help me in my healings anymore, because I have everything I need inside. And that's a very, very powerful thing for me to say, because once upon a time, I would have been like, Archangel Michael, please come help me, or Arcturians or Mantakans. But I don't need anyone's assistance. They're there to, to guide me and show me the way, because that's where the messages come from. But yeah, I use everything within me. And
that's powerful.
This isn't it? Yeah. And I just got the chills. It assists self-healing, not only for me in my world as well, but also for my clients. And as that energy transmutes down the layers into the physical world, that's where we see the changes the most, So yeah, I love to assist agents of change.
I love that. And it is, I mean, I know you a little bit, Kristy, so I know how powerful the statements you've made are for you and to come from you. And I love your perspective and the way you work, which is why I really wanted you to come and speak today and share a little bit about the work, because you do have in my opinion, unique perspective on it, in a sense that, I mean, even your branding, right? No, even when I go back to when we first met, you said you were born a witch, and I definitely felt like, whether you realized it, whether you knew it on a conscious level, there was something about you, and intuitively you were creating that, perhaps in the colors that you chose, your backgrounds, even when we were on a video, your clothing, right, your posts. And now we will send everyone to your Instagrams to see that, but it has that. And I always feel like sometimes we do certain things that seem like there's a pattern or there's something forming, and we don't have the awareness maybe even why we're doing it. But we could say that's my favorite color, or I love, bold earrings or whatever, but, or I love pink hair, but there's always something else underneath it. And I knew with you that which, when I saw your account and it said Eclectic Which, I'm like, yeah. So let's dive perhaps into the work that you do with energy, because I feel like there are those of us who will get this straight away and understand totally what we mean when we say we work with energy, we manipulate energy, we use energy to heal. But then there will be those that will be like, but how? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you do exactly? Like, do you create like energy through a PowerPoint? Like, how do you do this? Like, what are you doing? Do you use any tools? So if you could just explain to us like what that energy healing is like when someone works with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said about the colors. We love a color, and understanding why. Why do I love that color so much? And it doesn't just come from this lifetime right now. It could have, come down from the past lives, and could absolutely go to future lives. And it shaped us to who we are today. So when I was young, I could see spirit. And I didn't realize this was weird until I kept telling my parents that there's a man in my room. And they would come in and be like, what? There's a man in your room. What? And,
expecting a physical man.
A physical person, yeah, because I'm like, there's a man in my room. And he would just stand in the corner and I could see his color and I could feel his color and I could smell him. He smelled like cigarettes. And because, I'm a 7-year-old child, there's no one smoking in my home. I'm not smoking in my home yet anyway. But I could see that man. And until I, started getting in trouble for making up stories, and I felt like I wasn't making up stories. I honestly could see, but nobody else could. And then when I was at school, I was very distracted because I could, feel energy moving around me. And I would just, it looked like I was staring out the window, but I would just be, looking outside going, what is going on and where am I? Because I was so confused, Kasia. And you know the story about me, but I want to tell it again. I would cry for my mom when I was in bed at night. Not my mother, my star mother. And I realized that Earth was not my home. And seeing colors around people is not a normal thing to see, especially when you're at school. And again, you say you accidentally spill it out. You go, oh my gosh, you're so green today. You're like, what? You fucking idiot, you weirdo. Get out of here. I'm like, oh, okay. I was complimenting you, but it's, that's not really a compliment to other people who don't understand.
Yeah, and you as a child probably didn't understand because you probably thought everyone could see that, right?
Not at all. Yeah. And we come from a very Christian house. So God is, the one who has created us all, and we don't have abilities. He's the one who has abilities. Yeah. And so fast forward to now, I still see spirit, but in a different way, in a very different sense. I don't see them in a physical form. I feel them and I see them. It's so hard to explain a feeling, right? I know you get that when you're trying to explain your dream and it's so intense in your heart, but then trying to explain it and it doesn't have the same amount of power that it feels inside your being. Yeah. So at the last year, I moved on to learning a little bit more about metaphysical healing. I wanted to dive deeper, and I found some wonderful people on the Sunshine Coast, and their names are James and Debbie Pask, and they're from Resonate, and they are metaphysical teachers. So I started off learning how to be a metaphysical healer in the sense of using the energy as medicine. So this is where this actually came in. So they taught me how to have one foot in the earthly realm and one foot in the spiritual realm, right? So I realized that all I wanted to do was be in the spirit realm. And that's not good. That's not good, because we're here on earth for a reason, right? We're here to make changes. We're here to live our earthly lives in the physical body that we were given. So it made me kind of realize, doing this training made me realize, why do I want to go back home when my home is here and my wonderful husband is here? I haven't spoken about him yet, but he's one of the reasons why I'm still doing this work. And I am doing this work and I'm able to still be in my physical body. But I was always afraid to be in my body. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense, because a lot of star seeds who long for home, who don't feel quite at home here, they don't want to be in this body. Again, happening under the surface, right? But on a physical level, you feel the discomfort in your body, and this could be illness, this could be how fragile or how your immune system is compromised, or just having negative body image, right? Like that happens to a lot of starseeds who just don't want to be here. So that's a wonderful piece of advice that you were given then, to remember that you are still needing to be here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because then I started to question myself right there and go, then why am I here? What is my deep inner purpose? And it's to help other people. So throughout my entire life, I've rejected my body. I was born into this body which I thought was hideous, absolutely hated it. I have a physical disability, but my spirit is so friggin' strong. It just come to the front and went, right, you need to connect mind and body back together. And that way it won't pull you back down from the stars, because your heart always lives there, you know. But to reconnect my mind and body was to have one foot in each. So in Native American tribal law, they call it the Great Blue Road, which is the spirit world, and the Great Red Road, which is the physical world. And I now have my foot in both. I feel much more grounded, and my channel is so much more clear. And I'm able to, when I take you in for an energy medicine healing, Kasia, I use my intuitive senses and my soul senses. So I use pretty much my clairvoyance, clairaudience. You know, I even use clairgustance, clairalience, clairsentience, all of the clairs. Everything is open when I guide you in. So I take you on a shamanic journey and take you into my energy medicine room, which is in, you know, the metaphysical world. And we actually go down. We take you on a shamanic journey down into the underground. So by going downwards, you're stripping away the layers of your physical and mental body, I guess. You strip away the spirit, your mental, emotional, and the physical, until you get you into the medicine room. Just you and I, just our spirit in there. I lay you down on a beautiful crystal healing bed, and you lay there to meditate. And then I do my metaphysical work. It's all intuitively led. So I close my eyes, and that's where I have my tools inside the medicine room. You show me most of the things. When we go in there, your spirit shows me. You know, I've had clients lift up their hair and show me the back of their head and go, Kristy, all in my, you know, in my throat chakra at the back. And we'll have a look around and in their metaphysical blueprint to see exactly where the initial cause of that energy gate came from. I've seen clients with self-sabotage, like energetic hooks in their back. I've had a person, their mouth was sewn up. And, you know, when I go in there, I'm intuitively led, and they lead me and show me the way. And I clear whatever needs to be cleared. When I lead you back out, we then do a debrief, and that's where the magic happens for you, because I've done my bit in the metaphysical world, in the medicine room. But then when we come back, that's when the energy starts to transmute, when I give you the messages. Sometimes you may not understand the messages that are coming through, because they're so cryptic, and you know that, Kasia. They give you these cryptic messages that you need to kind of decipher, and then I can spiritually coach you on how you can put the practices in place for those for the energy to transmute and to become physical. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, that was fascinating to really learn of your practices, because I think it helps us to understand how you can heal with energy, because like I said earlier, some of us just don't understand how we work with something that's not seemingly tangible, right? Like it's not tangible, it's not physical. And I think your example of the I can't remember what it was, session or something that we did with the chair and the spotlight, you know, and not
Yeah, the
seeing the
Claire's
chair
one. Yeah.
when the light goes off, right? And you still know that the chair is there. So that's probably how you see the things that a lot of us don't see, and then when you mentioned sitting in a classroom and you were sort of distracted looking at, because you were following where the energy is going as well, right? Again, it's not something that is visible to everyone, but it is certainly possible to get more attuned to energy. And that's what I would love for us to talk about next. From your experience, Kristy, doing the work that you do, and on yourself as you were, I guess, learning, developing these gifts, because what I have experienced, let me put it this way, what I have experienced is when I hit a certain level of awareness of energy, it's like this, whoa, and all of a sudden, I didn't have to go, let's say, into the Akashic records to sense someone's energy. It's almost like I meet someone and we could be at the park, our kids are playing, I don't know this parent, but as they're talking, I can see in their energy field things, right? And obviously, I'm not intentionally tuning in like, oh, let me see what's there. But that,
Yeah, of course.
right? But that up leveling, all of a sudden, I can do this. I couldn't do it a while ago. So then the next step is to kind of learn how to manage it, because obviously you don't want to be reading people's energies when, everyone that you meet. So did you find that maybe as well from your experience that it wasn't like bang, you woke up one morning and now you can do all this and you can sense it, that it was more like, I don't know, gradual, or like that it had these big up levels, if that's what we want to call it, where all of a sudden, oh, I can do this now, or like, and it felt really, I don't know, was it big, was it overwhelming? Perhaps tell us a little bit about that, because I know amongst our listeners there's a lot of people who are doing psychic development, who are trying to tune into their own energy, who are trying to develop their own intuitive senses. And I feel like that would be really helpful if we can share how we experience this.
Absolutely. It's been like a roller coaster over the years. Okay. So it was with me really strong from when I was a child until I was about 7 years old. And then I started realizing that this isn't good. I don't want this. I've got this, and I've got this physical disability as well. So I'm getting the hell out of here. So at 7, I already wanted to leave.
Right.
But then, through my growing up, through my adolescent years and my teenage years, I had the cards, but I had to hide the cards because Nonna didn't like the cards, Catholic, and I had like little tarot cards and oracle cards and my journals and that sort of thing. So I would journal and I would hide all of those sorts of things. So I would understand it by writing it down. Journaling is very, very important because that way you can see your growth on paper. And when you write things down, or when you speak something, that's the truth. The universe hears you and understands. Okay, she gets that. She's written it, she's spoken it, she gets it. So doing your journaling and trying to put those pieces together to understand how you've changed over the years, that's how your energy grows and upgrades. I did push it away for a long while, for about 20 years, and just being a human, and that didn't go so well either.
But I think you're out of alignment, right? Because you're suppressing a part of you that's you.
Yes, totally. And when you resist and push something away, the more it comes back in your face, like tenfold, right? So I kind of, over the last, probably over the last 4 years, I've seen it come up. Oh yes, I can smell spirit again. Drop, gone, nothing. Yeah. Oh, my psychic senses are gone again. And then again, I come back and I'm like, oh, can you see? Oh no, you can't see, but I see you. What do you need from me? Like speaking to spirit, and they just want to be acknowledged, and then they dissipate, and then they're gone. And then again, I go through a physical I guess, a relapse, and then my psychic senses are like boom, off as well. So it's kind of when I'm fully connected with my mind and my body, that's when I upgrade and my channel can become clearer and clearer. Yeah.
That's amazing, because
Mm.
often I have experience in students or clients even who are opening up, trying to connect, trying to develop their psychic senses, their soul senses, that they think it's a very linear process. It's almost like riding a bike. Once you get on and you kind of figure out the balance, you'll be riding forever and it'll be the same. And then you just add skills on top of it. But what you said is really helpful, because it has certainly been my experience as well, that it's like this up and go, and then you get this chunk of new. I call it chunk because it hits me like a wave, like, what is this now, right?
Yeah, totally.
And then you're like, all right, now we're going to learn how to control this.
Yeah.
And I often feel, I don't, you probably notice, I've never watched Harry Potter. I've never watched any of the wizard movies, but I did see here and there like this Disney, I think it's King Arthur or Merlin, and that little boy with the sword, and like when I think he pulls it out of the rocks. That's how I see it in my head all the time, like this pulling out, and it's this massive sword, and like this energy swirling around. That's what that upgrade feels like for me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, you got to learn how to control this.
Yeah. It's totally like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this was
Absolutely.
really helpful to hear you say that. So can you tell us, what do you do to kind of keep yourself feeling connected? Because you said that, when you have your mind and your body sort of in alignment, and obviously you have physical things going on as well that need taken care of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do, Kristy, to stay current with spirit, to feel connected, especially when you are having big things happen in your life?
Yeah. So you need to keep your practices up. When I have my little relapses or my down days, I still try and keep my ritual. I have a little ritual every morning. I sit down at my desk and I will pull a card for myself. I will journal. I will meditate. That's how I keep connected. But also through my chair yoga. I've been doing chair yoga for probably 3 years now, and it is incredible. Apart from the physical changes that I've made, like especially with my breathing, I've increased lung capacity, but I've also connected my body and my mind. And Nicola, who is my fantastic, she's the most amazing yoga teacher, so patient, so loving. And she takes you through every step, by grounding and rebounding, feeling the earth beneath your feet, feeling the heaven above you. So that's kind of, your feet and your head. That's your heaven and your earth, your feet and your head, your heaven and your earth. So that needs to stay connected. And when you are in your body and feeling your body with yoga, that's intentionally opening up your channel and allowing your energy to build and to grow bigger and brighter. And I feel like that's only just one of the things that I do. But my yoga is one of the most important things. Yeah. Because it's not just about, what I thought yoga was about, just being all love and light, or, being all happy and joyful. It's hard, and it takes courage to try different poses. Well, for me, it does. It takes a lot of courage, because, I've been so, I wonder if my body could do this. And at one stage I would say like, nah, I'm not, there's no way I could stand up and do that. But now I'm up off the chair as well, and connecting with every muscle in my body to make me stable. And that has like opened the channel. Yeah. And it makes it so clear. And you go into every session with a beginner's mind. She's going to be so proud of me. You go in with a beginner's mind. You have no expectation of what the session is going to be. You just go in and you feel and go, bit slack today? No worries. Let's just ease off a bit. Or, whoa, warrior pose is up next. I'm feeling really, really strong. Let's do this. And you surprise yourself. And it's the same, Kasia, it's the same with the healings and with tarot. And I really want to tell you a bit about my tarot.
We'll go into that as well.
Yeah. But it's the same, it's that same feeling. I go in and go, oh my gosh, is this the session where nothing is going to come through and my client's going to think I'm a bullshit artist? And, you know.
Don't we all feel like that at one point?
I know, but it hasn't happened yet. And so I'm starting to drop. I'm going, ego, it's okay. Thank you for being cautious, but it's okay. Let's drop that now. We can do this. We've proven that we can do this. We've read for many people. We've done energy medicine for many clients. So just drop the act. It's okay.
That's amazing. That was very powerful. And thank you for sharing all your practices, because I really wanted to highlight how important keeping up your practices is, right? Especially, I guess, when we're working with spirit, because we can easily think, well, I'm already working with spirit every day. Of course, you know, I am connected, or like, you know, maybe I'm too busy today, but I've got sessions coming up, so I'll stay connected. And it's not so, because it's very important to, you know, work on yourself continuously. And I almost feel like we're little reporters, like observing us, and then we're like, oh, this is what happens. Oh, so okay, so obviously,
Totally.
you know, if I'm struggling this week and I can't meditate, I feel really crap. I wonder if other people feel like that. Maybe it's worth mentioning, right? So I really love that. Now, before we dive into tarot, we will talk about tarot, because that's a big thing about you. Every time when I see tarot, I actually think of you, Kristy. But
Really?
yeah, it's like you. But and I know that everyone who's listening now, if you go afterwards, after this episode, to Kristy's account, you will see on a regular basis Kristy pulls cards, and she is very descriptive. And what I love is that you use your intuitive self to give cards, because those of you who know, my biggest pet peeve is when I see amazing, talented psychics, tarot readers, card readers who do cards, but then they read from the book. And I know that's not Kristy, you will love her. But before we go there, let's just make a little stop with your husband, because you mentioned him briefly, and I know that he's been a great support to you, which is amazing, because so many of us who, like, I've been lucky as well, but sometimes we don't have the support, and it can, when we're working with something so vulnerable, so almost like, I already think this is weird. I really would love your support so that I can be brave and keep going. And we don't have that, and that can kind of hinder us, or we can shut it down. Could you please share with us how your husband has been with this, with all of this?
Yeah, absolutely. He's my friggin' rock. Like, he's my absolute everything. And I say that with my whole entire being. And we've been together for so many lives I've seen now. Oh my gosh, I just have to stop. You know, sometimes when I meditate, I have to say, can I please just chill? Can you not show me any more past lives? I'm traumatized. No. but yeah, there was absolutely no way that we would not be together in this lifetime. It was so powerful. We've been together for 24 years.
Wow.
And yeah, he's always known I've been a bit woo-woo, but now he's like deep in my woo-woo. He's so 100% supportive. Whatever I need to do, that's what I need to do. And even, you know, before I got into this work, I would, you know, change cafes, because I'm a barista. I used to be a barista. And
The
up until,
darkness just follows you.
oh my gosh, the darkness is everywhere. I love it. So I would leave my perfectly, well-paid job at this work to go learn new skills over here with a future that's not certain. But he was always encouraging me to go learn new skills, go try new things. And then when we started our own espresso and brew bar in 2015 for us to work together. And that's what he does full time now. And I do this, well, full time, I look after myself. Thank you. But full time, I work with clients and I work with energy. But there's no way that he couldn't upgrade just being around me and the way I speak and the way that I act and my little kitchen witch skills. I put a little bit of this and a little bit of that into dinner. There's no way that he wasn't able to feel that energy transfer. Yeah. And he's been my subject for many sessions. I'm like, Jay, can I practice my energy medicine on you? Can I take you in the energy medicine room? And can I practice my meditations on you? And he is so open and willing and more than happy. Yeah. And
he's a special soul.
He's a special soul. And even, in our espresso bar, he's given me my little corner. I've got a big poster and I've got my business cards and my, yeah. And
stop it. That's so special.
Yeah. And I'm going to drop a little something here, but I'm planning on going to the shop. Now it's cool in Queensland, going to my espresso bar, and I'm going to sit at a table out the front, and I'm going to do quick, fast tarot readings for people,
wow.
$20 for 10 minutes or something like that. And, you can come and have a coffee and get some cards read. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Bring some extra woo-woo to the already woo-woo business.
Yes. So we will have to connect also or link up your espresso and brew bar, because, anyone in Queensland who wants to come and see you needs to know where to find you. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so far away from you.
I know. I've been working myself up to do it on a Saturday morning. Yeah.
Now you've declared it. So
I've declared it. The universe has heard me, right? It's done.
Universe and a whole group of people listening to this podcast has heard you. You're doing this now. Anyone in Queensland, I want to know, please report back to make sure Kristy is out there doing those readings. And if you had a reading with Kristy, I want to know about it, because I know it's going to be potent and powerful. This brings us into our next topic, which is tarot. Tarot. Please tell me your relationship with tarot. What do you love? What do you do? How?
I love it. Love the cards. Originally, I was Oracle and working with spirit, because for me, Oracle cards works with my spirit nice and deeply. And it helps me to trigger any it does trigger different things inside me, but then it helps me to open up my creativity. But with tarot, I find that so much more powerful for other people. So reading tarot for other people, this might sound boring, but I'm not the type of reader who predicts the future, and nor do I give you time frames because on events and things, because as humans we have free will, Kasia. It's a universal law. So it's your own journey, to go on your journey and to fulfill your own destiny. And if I fuck around with that, then you've allowed me to take that something away from you, and I don't do that. So instead, I will show you how to rephrase your question, right? You come to me and go, Kristy, I want to find the love of my life. Tell me, when is the love of my life going to come into my energy? And I'm like, well, asking the cards in that sense, the cards aren't going to give you a proper question, a proper answer. We need to rephrase the question a little bit. So let's go let's flip that question and say, what do I need to do right now? What are the steps that I need to do right now in order to find the love of my life? And that's what we ask the cards. So then we ask them, and then honestly, the last few readings I've been doing, rephrasing these questions, have been showing, the cards have been showing, right, number one, you need to let your walls down. You know, for instance, I got 7 of Wands. And you know that one? I've got an Everyday Witch tarot deck. It's so whimsical. They're so damn cool. So damn cool. And it's like the character is like this. She's got her wand, and then there's hands pointing at her. And I'm like, why do you feel like people keep attacking you? You need to let your guard down. That's, you know, kind of the first step that you need. You can't let anyone in if you've got this big wall up in front of you. You know, and then the cards will show you. The next one was learn about yourself, write down, get a journal, start a journal, and learn more about yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love another. That's one of the little cliches. So you need to learn to love yourself before you can let the energy of somebody else come in. So the cards don't totally show us, and they haven't failed me yet. It's so interesting. Yeah.
I love that. I feel very compelled to jump in here and say the link that I can see between you doing cards in this particular way and also working with energy, because when you ask the question the first way, when someone asks the question that first way, it is kind of giving your power away, giving your free will away, and basically saying, I need some practical steps. Like, what bar do I go to? Do I go to this barbecue? Is it even worth going to this barbecue that I was invited? Because if my true love isn't coming for another 2 years, maybe I should just not go to any barbecues till in 2 years, right? And then I'm gonna be on a mission. So it's kind of you know, we seek these practical steps, but actually what is more important, what I could see from what you were explaining, Kristy, is that when you do these little things, seemingly very innocent, so insignificant maybe, because it's like, you know, break down your walls, or you know, journal, or explore more who you are. You know, okay, yes, it's not anything like practical, like go to the bar or don't worry about going to bars. But what you're doing is you're changing your energy in that. And I think we don't give enough credit when we are told, or when we, by anyone, of those particular practices, journaling, meditating, looking at yourself, becoming more aware of, you know, your own edges or pains or wounds, past life wounds. Who are you? You know, what are the blocks? What are the patterns? What are the walls? When you look at those little things, you essentially are changing your energy. And when you change your energy, you change it to the one that aligns to you with the quickest path that will lead you to this true love, right? So I love that you do it this way, because then you're giving the power back to your client to say, okay,
yes,
it's not a matter of, you know, sit back, do nothing, be inactive in this life, and he'll just appear in 2 years' time. And in the meantime, don't even bother going anywhere. But here are the things that you need to do to kind of be the best for that particular path, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it sounds so small, and it sounds a little bit boring. Like, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
But you need to build. You need to build. Right. Here is me. Here is my goal. Like, it's way over here. How do I get from here to here? There's all of these little friggin' blocks. We need to knock down this block, knock down this block. You know, another one might pop up, knock that one down too, before we get to there. So it's not, like you said, it is not linear. And when I first heard that, I was like, what? Life is not linear? Are you kidding me? And it's the same even in physical therapy. I go and I'm like in hydrotherapy, and I do really well one week, and then the next week I have a shit session, and I'm like, What happened? Last week was good. This week was shit. What's going on? It's not like, yeah, I'm going to learn everything. It's not like I'm going to teach you everything right now, and then you'll be able to zoom straight, get on your bike and get there. It doesn't work like that.
No, you may not be ready. It's like expecting a little baby who is just trying to stand up to be like, well, you know what? I want you to run. By the end of the week, I want you to be running. Well, the baby will take the time that it needs to take to stand up, to feel steady on the feet, to take those first steps. And then at some point, the baby will run, right? The baby will run, but the baby also won't give up if it doesn't manages to run by the end of the week. It knows there's a progress, a natural progress. And the same is here. We are active participants in this life. And I'm sorry if everyone can hear the rain. We've got horrendous rain coming down just then. So I don't know if you can hear it.
I didn't hear it.
Maybe when you can't. Oh my God, it's so loud. And I thought, right, that will be ambiance. But yeah.
I love it.
So Kristy, I could talk to you forever, my friend, but I want to make sure that we talk about all the things that we needed to talk about, that someone listening there, wherever they are, will get a lot out of it. And so in that, is there anything that you wished I'd asked that I didn't ask?
Do you know what? No, we have had the most perfect conversation. I feel like this is everything that we needed to talk about. Just if you are to work with me, and you know, now I've told the universe that I'm ready to rock and roll, I'm ready to go. If you feel called to work with me, we will make those positive changes in the present, in the now. It's small baby steps. Yeah, you can't get from A to B without knocking down all of those barriers and facing your demons and facing your fears. And don't be afraid to harness your darkness, because in the darkness is where, you know, a true self lies. People think like their shadows and their darkness are parts of themselves that need to be pushed away, but they actually need us. They need us to acknowledge them. They need us to sit with them and to work with them and to say, I see you. What do you need from me? It's almost like when the interoception meditation that I did in the retreat, the Earth School retreat, when you go inside your body and you look for that darkness and you look for that pain and you just sit with it and you ask it questions. Don't push away the darkness, harness it.
That is beautiful. I love that. Don't push away the darkness, harness it. Oof, I love that. That's a very powerful thing to leave us with, very powerful message. Kristy, I'm going to be greedy and say, do you have a gift for my listeners?
I do have a gift. I do. I feel like you need to know, without the darkness, you can't see the light. Okay. That's the most important thing. And I bang on about it all of the time. Without the darkness, you cannot find the light.
That is a good message. That is a good message. And I love that. Thank you very much. We will make sure to link everything up, including your espresso bar, so that those of you who are near Kristy can go or are on a road trip to Queensland somewhere, you can go and visit Kristy and experience her energy. That is, I promise you, so potent, so powerful. Those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you will feel her energy probably even more. And in fact, if you're just listening to this, I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel and see Kristy's, because, oh gosh, everything about you is just magnificent. And I love and adore how gentle you are and how open you are. And no one ever feels crazy or cuckoo in your presence. And I know this because I know how you've made our co-members feel in Soul School, in Earth School, whenever you were there, everyone felt like your soul sister, right? Like we're all on the same plane level. No one felt, weird by sharing something. And I actually feel like most of the time in my groups, when you were there, participants felt safe and more encouraged to share because you made them feel like that, like you made them feel like it's okay to be woo or weird or crazy. And you were always so open about everything that you shared as well. Everything that you experienced, which is wonderful because, Spirit doesn't want us to judge what's coming through. It just wants us to deliver the message, right?
Yeah,
And that's when it's
totally.
most powerful. So thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Kristy.
Thank you for saying that, Kasia.
Oh, it's true. It's all true. I am very picky about who I invite to this podcast because I always keep in mind that my guests, I would like them to bring value to my listeners. And I knew that you would bring not just the knowledge, the experience, the rawness, but also with your energy. So I thank you for being here.
Thank
And
you.
everyone else, I will be back next week. And if you want to go and look at Kristy, follow her, do all the things with Kristy, then I will put all the links. They will be in our show notes, so you can go and explore that. So wherever you're experiencing this, that's where you will find links to Kristy. Bye for now.